Majumdar is a celebrated Hindustani classical flutist from Varanasi in India who has received many accolades for his work, including the President's Gold Medal in 1981, the Aditya Vikram Birla Award in 1999, a National Kumar Gandharva Award in 2006 and a Grammy nomination in 1996. Ronu Majumdar's prestigious career has included collaborations with the likes of Ravi Shankar and George Harrison, as well as work on a wide range of Bollywood productions and the Hollywood movie Primary Colors. Thanks to Radio Tarana, Chatime was privileged to be able to speak to him when he was in New Zealand recently. So how does it feel to come to New Zealand? You've been here several times.
It just feels great because the audience is so appreciative, so knowledgeable. They're connoisseurs of music, and I think people love music, any kind of music, because I have played fusion music here in 2008, my vibration group, and also I have played a solo concert 10 years back in Town Hall Auckland, and that time also, I mean, this is my third trip and I'm really looking forward.
The music lovers need no introduction, but for those who live in New Zealand, seeing you first time or hearing you first time, please tell us a little bit about of your background, how you came and what family do you come from?
My father was a great oil painter of his time, and also a great homeopathic doctor. Also played flute as a hobby, but he was still he was a great flute player, and without being professional flute player. And he was my first guru, and he was disciple of great late Pandit Pannalal Ghosh, and who introduced this folk instrument, pastoral instrument into the classical music. And therefore, when I was in Varanasi, Banaras, I was 5-6 years old, and I saw him playing, and I started just very naturally got into the art of music. And I used to break many flutes, and by breaking those flutes, I just started playing.
The flute instrument itself, to have it come this far in the modern day and age, because there has been somewhat in people say that there has been a decline in some classical instruments. How have you played a role, or how people like yourselves have played a role to maintain the standard of flute in the music level in India, around the world too?
I would say every generation has something to offer. After Panna Babu introduced this instrument to the classical world, and he recorded his first classical album in 1930s. And after that, my Guruji Pandit Vijay Raghav Rao, Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia, and Raghunath Seth, all these great, and of course Pandit Deven Murdeshwar. These people contributed in 60s, 70s, then 80s I came with All India Radio Competition Award. I got the award when I was 18, and then my role was different. I was trying to introduce or kind of popularizing this pastoral instrument to the younger generation. Therefore I started introducing new sound, keeping the purity alive, of course, by making Traveler's Tale with Tawfiq Qureshi, with Zakir Bhai. I did Heart to Heart and other things. So I took another path to go to the younger lot, and now this is my journey.
And we're really thankful to you, because you also did collaboration albums, and then that bringing the instrument with the collaboration with other artists, Western artists, the flute has revived again, we can say.
Oh well, thank you so much. Revived means, I just changed this design a little bit. Not that I added really shank or some metal, but I just made it 3.5 feet long Concha Bansuri. That I played with Rai Kunder album called Hollow Bamboo, and that became very popular. And also I played my Shank Bansuri in Indian terms. Shank is the shell, and that flute I played in a Grammy nominated album Tabula Rasa, and with Bella Fleck, the famous banjo player. That got me this nomination, and then I got the chance to compose theme music for Hollywood film Primary Colors, and that was amazing how it was going. I mean, it was more than I expected.
Listeners may know that the kids will always play that front-headed bansuri, the flute, and then there's a sideways. What is the difference between these?
The front is like a toy, but it always played in the folk music, like Satara in Rajasthani folk, and also Jodiya Pawa in Gujarati folk. And so in Mela, the festivals, still kids play. I also play, but that doesn't have that, sound doesn't travel. Sound just comes out of that resonance. The Krishna's Bansuri is the actually that posture, that side flute is the actual Bansuri of India, and that was even existing before Lord Krishna was born. We can see a lot of evidences of flute being the oldest instrument and most natural instrument in the world, Bansuri, I would say, because bamboo forest was always there, and when the insects and they carve the hole into the bamboo, and as wind passes through, it seems like many people are playing the flute. So I assume, and that's what is the truth, that human being, mankind, of course, would have taken the inspiration from this wind sound and started playing flute.
Being the breath instrument, you are dependent on that. So, would you do you go through special training of some sort, or how do you maintain your breathing capacity in order to blow the instrument?
Well, it's very difficult in a way. Flute playing itself is a yoga or it's a pranayama or breathing exercise, but of course, you can't play 24 hours, So I used to practice in my childhood 8 hours, 10 hours, whole night I used to play. And everybody had different feeling about practice sessions, like morning. I used to start in the night and end in the morning, because when there is no noise then that time, silence is the best music. And when there is absolute silence, I used to find some kind of magic inside the note. Inside the perfect note, there are something very, very special dots, in between those round, perfect notes, and I used to find something. And I do now, of course, breathing exercise, and those are called Indian, pranayama.
Great. You've contributed, as I said, to the music, and also performed at international levels, and you've been recognized with many awards, and you performed at prestigious events like the Royal Albert Hall. Share a little bit of your experiences travel around the world.
It all started, international exposure came through, again, my mentor, my grand guru Pandit Ravi Shankar, Bharat Ratna, and many Grammy winner and whatnot. The man who got the same respect as Mozart got from Yehudi Menuhin, and he introduced me to Moscow Chamber Orchestra in 1988, and then the journey started, and I thought, wow, this Western music has amazing grandeur, because unless you put the harmonies and the counterpart and the bass line and the other things, you can't get the grandeur, that richness. So Indian music had that soul, that introspection and that lone experience, and I could combine those two things, two culture, real collaboration. I would never call it a fusion music, but it's a real collaboration, culturally collaborating things. And then of course, journey started. I met Raikoder through Pandit Vishnu Mohan Bhattji. I can never forget that. My senior Guru Bhai, he took me to the studios to introduce these people, and then I met Larry Coriel, one of the father of jazz guitar, and we became friends of a spiritual world, and we both believe in something very different, religion, that's called religion of music, religion of culture, religion of humanity, and we made Moonlight Whispers in Germany, and that is where the new music came out, and that is Trim Brazil, India, and we travel through our music.
Tune in next week when we continue our interview with Ronu Majumdar, and he will also give us performances of some of his famous recordings.